The world runs on power. But not all power is visible. Some leaders control armies, some control money, and the few control the future itself. What if I told you that the fate of the entire planet lies in the hands of just 10 men? 10 presidents whose decisions can start wars or stop them. This is the story of the 10 most powerful presidents in the world. And number 1 will shock you. If you love history, power, and the secrets behind world leaders, hit that subscribe button right now, because what you're about to see changes everything. Imagine this: a single command and a fleet of warships moves. A single signature and global markets crash. A single speech and millions rise or fall in hope. These are not just leaders, they are modern emperors, each one holding a different kind of power: military, economic, digital, or ideological. So sit tight, because we're counting down from number 10 to number 1. And trust me, by the end, you'll question who really runs the world. If you love stories that reveal the hidden truth behind world power, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community of truth seekers. He's young, charismatic, and underestimated by many. But Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, quietly holds one of the most influential positions in global politics. Why? Because France isn't just the land of romance, it's a nuclear power, a UN Security Council member, and one of the biggest players in the European Union. Under Macron's leadership, France became the military backbone of Europe, stepping up when others hesitated. He's been at the center of crucial negotiations, from the Russia-Ukraine war to Africa's shifting alliances. When Macron speaks, markets listen. When he acts, the European Union moves. From poverty to presidency, Lula da Silva's story is one of the greatest comebacks in political history. Once imprisoned, now re-elected as the voice of Latin America. But what makes him powerful? Brazil is the heartbeat of South America, leading in energy, agriculture, and trade. Lula's charisma gives him influence far beyond his borders, from climate talks to global South alliances. He's positioning Brazil as the bridge between East and West, refusing to take sides in world conflicts. And in a time of division, that makes him dangerously influential. He may not have the thunderous voice of Churchill, but Rishi Sunak wields the silent power of finance. The UK may have left the European Union, but its reach still extends across the Commonwealth, from Canada to Australia, from India to Africa. Sunak's control over London's financial hub makes him one of the most economically influential leaders alive. Behind every deal, every stock surge, every gold transfer, there's a ripple from London's heart, guided by Downing Street. He represents a new kind of leader, calm, data-driven, and globally connected through digital capitalism. Now this is raw power. At just 39, Mohammed bin Salman, MBS, has reshaped the Middle East. He commands one of the richest nations on earth, sitting atop the world's largest oil reserves. But it's not just oil anymore. MBS is building Neom, a futuristic megacity that could redefine technology and sustainability. And behind closed doors, he's quietly influencing everything from global energy prices to Hollywood investments. When MBS shifts the price of oil by a few dollars, entire nations feel it. That's not just power, that's control over the global economy's bloodstream. He's the people's hero, the man who rose from selling tea on train platforms to leading over 1.4 billion citizens. Narendra Modi turned India into a global powerhouse, a nation of tech, talent, and unstoppable ambition. Under his leadership, India became the world's fastest-growing major economy. He built alliances that stretch from Silicon Valley to Moscow. And when Modi speaks at international summits, world leaders listen. not just because of his power, but because of the unstoppable energy of the nation behind him. He doesn't shout, he doesn't threaten, but every word from him can shake Europe's economy. Olaf Scholz, the man steering Germany, Europe's strongest industrial power. After Merkel's era, Scholz took the wheel of a nation balancing tradition with innovation. Germany builds machines, exports precision, and fuels the entire European Union. And while others make noise, Scholz moves quietly through diplomacy, policy, and sheer financial weight. Power in silence, that's the German way. He walks softly, but carries the weight of centuries of discipline and resilience. Fumio Kishida represents a nation that turned from ashes to innovation. Japan may be quiet, but it's one of the most technologically advanced nations on Earth. Behind its calm face lies an unmatched military alliance with the US, and a mastery of robotics, AI, and microchips that the world depends on. In a world of chaos, Japan's precision is power. Love him or fear him, you can't ignore him. Vladimir Putin has ruled Russia for over 2 decades, surviving sanctions, wars, and revolutions. He commands one of the world's largest nuclear arsenals and a military machine that stretches from the Arctic to Asia. Every move he makes sends shockwaves through world markets and politics. He's not just a leader, he's a chess player on the global board, moving pieces no one dares touch. He commands 1.4 billion people and controls the second largest economy on Earth. Xi Jinping doesn't just rule China, he shapes the future of global power. Under his vision, China built cities from nothing, sent rockets into space, and created the most advanced surveillance system in history. Every factory, every port, every trade route ties back to Beijing. To understand modern power, you must understand Xi. And finally, the man sitting in the most powerful office on earth, Joe Biden, President of the United States, commander of the world's largest military, and the guardian of the global dollar. Every decision made in the White House ripples across the planet, from oil prices to wars to peace treaties. The United States may face rivals, but its influence still reaches every ocean, every screen, every currency. When America moves, the world listens. That's power. That defines history. If this story blew your mind, don't forget to hit like and tell me in the comments, who do you think is the most powerful leader in the world right now? And if you love exploring world power and history, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We've got even crazier stories coming next week.